This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com.
Hello everybody, welcome to the big countdown of the top 20 games of the year. Boy, I bet you guys are just sick of top 20, top 10, top 15, top 35 from everybody on the planet. But I got a whole bunch of messages saying, hey Rob, can you do one? And I said, yeah, okay, I'll do one. But mine's going to be a little different because I don't think you're going to expect the games that you're going to see on this list to be on this list. So, we're going to do the top 20 all the way down to number 11, and then we'll do another video with the top 10. Kind of break it up and try to get as much traction as we can out of it, right? Here we go. And number 20 was a game that just came out very recently, and I had so much fun with it, and it was so enjoyable. Even Cthulhu Kitty got involved, and she became a character in it, didn't you? She's here, so don't worry. So, at number 20, Legacy of Dragonholt. We really enjoyed this, and we played it live with everybody and got everybody involved, and I thought that was a lot of fun. At number 19 is a game that you're going to be kind of surprised at because I played it a few times. It's a game that you look at and you would go, no way, this sounds like for a bunch of kids, but it's actually very strategic and has a lot of strategy built in it, and honestly, you're trying to get the most points and be the victor of the kingdom. And that's Bunny Kingdom. I think the minute you added bunny into it, everybody thought it'd be kid stuff. But it's actually a very enjoyable game, and I think it's one of the top games of the year. It's at 19 here. I'm sure other people have it a lot higher, but for me, I'm kind of a weird duck. And some of the things that really knocked me off my feet this year were things that fall in line for me. At number 18 was a game by a very good friend, actually two good friends of mine, and believe it or not, the one game that I didn't like of theirs, Shark Island, just to show you that it isn't favoritism because they did it, I didn't care for it, but I really liked Delve. Delve was a lot of fun, and Janice and I played it live and had a blast with this game. There's a lot going on, and it was just enjoyable as you worked your way down, and we were covering up the whole table, and it was a lot of fun trying to claim as much area as we can, and it was just, you know, it had that Carcassonne on steroids feel, but there was just so much more to it. Really had a lot of fun with Delve, and Delve is a great game. And number 17 is a game that I thought was basically made to replace an older game. And I was excited because when I got all the rules and I painted all the scenery and the figures and everything like that and played it, I go, you know something, I'm pretty happy with this. But come to find out, Necromunda ended up coming out. And Shadow Wars Armageddon, the game, it was just turned out to be a totally different game. I thought it was their version of Necromunda, and I said, well, you know, this is great, they brought this back and you can add all these different things and do this and that and everything. Shadow Wars is just a lot of fun, amazing scenery in the box, you get so much great stuff in here, and just a lot of fun. At number 16 was a game that I discovered at Gen Con, which, when I discovered the game that I went to purchase, it turned out that he said, hey, why don't you check this out too while you're at it? And I said, okay, I'll buy it. Why not? Because I'm always interested in different things. But War of Kings turned out to be a lot more interesting than Enchantress. Even though Enchantress is a great game, and I love playing it, but War of Kings made it to 16 on my games of the year. I love this game. I love everything that they did about it, the beauty of it, the map, the snow map. I mean, just so many different things. They really poured their heart into this game, and I am proud to put this on my top 20 games of the year. The Robinson Boys, I can't wait to see what you guys do next. Count me in. And number 15 is a game that caught me by surprise, and actually a good friend of mine pointed it out to me and said, you got to try this game. And usually when I try something that he tells me to try, I take his word for it. Ever since he told me to go play Cthulhu Wars, and I said, no, I heard it was bad. I heard it was bad. And I ended up loving Cthulhu Wars. But this war of mine is a lot of fun, and it's something that you can really get sucked into. It's very deep. It has a lot of legs as far as I'm concerned, especially when we're talking about the whole post-apocalyptic world. I mean, there were so many great post-apocalyptic games, and this was one of them. This war is mine. And number 14. Number 14 shouldn't be too much of a shock since I sing the praises of this, but I had to combine two games together because I really feel they're kind of the same game, but because one you can play as the Germans, one you can play as the Americans. But I'm going to call this the Tank Leader series. So Tiger Leader and Sherman Leader, these are two fantastic, fun, enjoyable games. I really think the reason, I have it at 14, but it could be a lot higher. I think because there's not a two-player variant. It's basically a solo experience, which for me is a home run. And DVG doesn't do things wrong in my eyes. It's as plain and simple as that. But I think if you added a way that two people can sit there and the other person can control the other squads and take some of that micromanagement out a little bit, that this would be just over the top, and I think it would easily made my top 10. But that's not bad. Out of all the hundreds and hundreds of games that came out, Tank Leader made it to 14. And number 13 is a game that I enjoyed a couple of ways. First of all, I enjoyed painting it. I thought the miniatures were just fantastic. It was such a fun stream, and I just enjoyed it. And it's one of those things that stick in my head through the year. And then the gameplay. I really, really enjoyed how hard the game was. For me, I enjoy a game that I don't win every time. Sometimes I don't win at all. It makes me keep coming back and keep on trying and trying different strategies until I finally win. And at number 13, Dark Souls takes that spot. I really enjoyed this. These models are gorgeous. And if you get a chance, check our live playthrough as well as my painting video on it. And number 12 is a game that I got to play with a friend of mine, Charlie, at, oh God, not Historicon, but Hurricane. There we go. Right after the hurricane. I went to Hurricane. Figure that one out. But I didn't get a chance to play with him at the Dice Tower Con because I was busy running around and doing the paint class. But I finally got to sit down and really enjoy a game with him. Massive Darkness turned out to be a real home run, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed painting it up, but I enjoyed the interaction of it. And I was surprised at how well it played and how smooth it was. We really, really enjoyed it and had a really great time playing it. And it made the list. I think it's a good, solid, fun game. Couple things are a little sticky on it, but I still enjoyed it, and I love the miniatures on it. At number 11 was a game I discovered, and I only discovered at Gen Con. And for the last game on this particular list, I was completely blown away by it and went out and bought everything for it, and that's Folklore Affliction. This is a game that I haven't had a lot of time to talk about, but you're going to be seeing a lot of it. There's a wonderful story built into this, and I find that anything that is well written and really pulls out stories that immerse you into the game are home runs, and this is one of those games that you just can't help but get sucked into. So, let's just run down 20 to 11. Legacy of Dragonholt, Bunny Kingdom at 19, Delve at 18, Shadow War, Armageddon at 17, War of Kings at 16, 15, This War Is Mine, 14, Tank Lear series, 13, Dark Souls, 12, Massive Darkness, and 11, Folklore Affliction. Maybe you disagree with these. Maybe you think some of these should be higher. Maybe you think some of these should be lower. There's only one way to express yourself, and that's to put something in the comments and let me know what you think. We'll be back probably tomorrow with, yes, another, the second half of this actually. Now we'll be back, yes, with the top 10, and I can't wait to read that one off for you guys, and we'll talk about what I consider the top 10 games of 2017. So, until next time, for Cthulhu Kitty, who decided not to put herself into the video this time, and myself, Rob Orn, until next time, we'll see you soon.